everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Touchdowns with Mac and Ron. I'm Matt Gilbert.
I'm Ron Cumberland. How are you doing today, Internet?
I think the internet's fantastic. I know I'm doing fantastic today. Got a lot of football to talk about. We're 4 weeks into the season.
Yes, sir.
A lot of teams have been doing good. A lot not so good. One team that I definitely want to talk about is the San Francisco 49ers. They came out of the gate. They started 3-0.
Baby. And McCaffrey's back.
McCaffrey's back, and so is Brock Purdy.
Yes, unfortunately they lost last week. So sad.
They lost to the Jaguars.
Purdy was a contributing factor, as much as I hate to admit it.
I wanted to ask about that. With them losing, and then Mac Jones, who was their backup, he won 2 games for them. Do you think you got to give the starting gig to Jones now and bench Purdy, or do you think?
I think you should give Purdy a solid chance to establish himself. He's played in 2 games. Mac Jones has played in 2 games. You should not go with the hot hand right away, especially that he was injured the last 2 weeks. Purdy still might not be 100%.
You're absolutely right, and I definitely think that. And I mean, one thing about the San Francisco Niners, I know you're more of a fan than I am, that I definitely want to talk about is their history the last 15 years.
They've done well.
6 NFC Championship games, 3 Super Bowls.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, I haven't won any of those Super Bowls, but
yeah,
the fact that they've made that many appearances still.
I feel like this team has come so close and come up short so many times in the last 15 years.
Sadly.
And I think we'll start and we'll talk about the Jim Harbaugh era a little bit. I feel like Jim Harbaugh was a good coach for them, and I feel like the reason they let him go was because he didn't see eye to eye with that one-year wonder quarterback they had back then, that
Colin Kaepernick.
And if you think Baker Mayfield's a head case, he's 10 times worse.
Oh, there are bigger head cases than Baker Mayfield. I totally agree with you.
I mean, and I think Colin Kaepernick is one of them.
I'm going to start the whole kneeling controversy with the with the American veterans. Are all veterans saints? No. You go and you defend your country and you serve. You deserve to get a little recognition for that. Yes.
Yes, you do.
And you don't dishonor them by kneeling.
And because he had a disagreement with Jim Harbaugh at that time,
yes.
They fire Harbaugh thinking they were going to have a future with Kaepernick, and then they cut him a year later, and they basically derailed the franchise for a couple years.
I agree, it did.
Then they got Kyle Shanahan. Since Shanahan's been there, they've been back.
Yes.
They've been back on top, but I don't want to say back on top because the Joe Montana, Jerry Rice era, that will always be the best era for.
That is the golden age. Yes.
If you're a 49ers fan, that is the best. That is definitely the best era.
Yes, sir, 100%.
And you've even told me this. I mean, you think Bill Walsh is the best coach, Joe Montana's the best quarterback, Rice is the best receiver.
Amen, brother. Speaking gospel. Let's go.
Yes, but
we're in church. I didn't know this was a church.
I definitely think, but I do think this though. I think the 49ers do have a chance if everyone stays healthy. They might have a shot to win it this year.
Amen, brother.
But Brock Purdy needs to get back to himself.
Yes.
McCaffrey, there's an if with him, if he can stay healthy.
Yes.
I think the 49ers might be able to do it, but I just want to say this last week, this is a team that they should not have lost to.
No,
the Jaguars.
I agree. The Jaguars are not that good of a team, and it should have been an easy win.
They're not that good, but we're gonna talk about all the bad teams now, like 2 in particular. The one I'm wearing this shirt because I used to be a fan of this team, but we're also gonna talk about the team I am a fan of now, and that's the Dolphins, the Browns and the Dolphins. I think
we need to fire their head coaches and the general managers and start from scratch.
I can completely agree with both teams. I mean, the one thing I'll give the Browns though, and I'm not that big of a Browns fan anymore. Browns do have a good defense.
Oh yeah.
They don't have a good defense. They have a great defense. They have a good defensive coordinator in Jim Schwartz.
Yes, Myles Garrett is an awesome is a phenom on the field.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not going to disagree with any of that.
And historically, I mean, Miami does not. Historically, Miami's offense is supposed to be their strength. It's not. Yep. Their defense has always been the weak link in Miami.
I agree. Yes, sir.
Now I feel like the whole team is pretty much total in Miami.
Amen.
So Browns need to build an offense. They really need to build an offense. I don't know. I mean, Joe Flacco's had a good career, but He's 40 years old. I mean, he's over the hill, I think.
Forgive me for no, don't forgive me for saying this. If you would have kept Joe Flacco, what was it, 3 seasons ago now, or 2 seasons?
2 seasons ago.
Thank you. 2 seasons ago, and not mess with that idiot from Houston who they picked up.
Okay, like. And that's another thing with Baker. They got rid of Baker, but they got a bigger another bigger head case when they got rid of him.
Yes, and a big contract to go with it.
But as we said about Baker, though, if there's any lesson you can learn from him, when you're injured, you sit.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
You sit.
And you get healthy.
You get healthy, and then you come back. Even if that means you have to sit out a whole season, you sit. I don't want to see anybody get injured.
Same here.
You know.
Same here. I mean, like.
Except that one Browns player who shall not name, who your uncle said you should go to church for.
Don't remind me of that. I'll admit I did get a little bit emotional in that game. But
I don't
still,
care.
We don't wish people. We do not wish people injury.
I
don't care who.
Play hard, play safe, play by the rules.
Play hard, play safe, play by the rules. Yeah, no one, no matter what your opinion is, people they don't deserve to get hurt. I mean, yes, I'll admit I do not like Deshaun Watson, and that's really what kind of stopped me rooting for the Browns, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Because
those shenanigans were off the field, and as you said.
And I went to the Dolphins because I felt like they were on the same boat. They were stuck in neutral. I thought they had a team at the time, but that's another thing. I mean, their quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, I used to really like him, but I'm starting to think maybe he's had too many concussions and he should call it a career.
Sadly, yes.
I mean, when you have that many concussions, I mean, it's just not safe for you to play football anymore, unfortunately.
It's not.
And it's sad because I really like Tua. I think he had a promising career, but I think all those concussions did him in, and I think it's time for him to hang it up or in Miami to move on. So if I'm Miami, this is what I'm doing. I am going to tank this year, hopefully maybe for a 6-10, 6-11 record, get a good draft pick. Hopefully you can pick some good people up in the draft.
And you can always
but I also don't think this general manager or this coach is going to make it in Miami. I think McDaniel is a great offensive coordinator.
But gone.
But I think he's gone. Same with the Browns. I think Andrew Berry's gone.
Sadly, yes.
No, I don't think Andrew Berry's gone because I think that owner is too loyal to Andrew Berry when he shouldn't be.
I see what you're saying. It makes sense.
So I don't know if he'll be gone. And same with Stefanski. I think Stefanski's a great offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator for Minnesota for I don't know how many years, like 16, 17 years. Think of it this way. There's a reason they kept him at offensive coordinator and did not promote him to head coach.
And there was an opportunity, I think, once or twice, at least once.
Absolutely. I mean, in Minnesota, there's another team. I feel like Minnesota knows how to. They know how to mesh well with quarterbacks.
Yes,
I feel like
yes,
because J.J. McCarthy was out last year, all year. They bring Sam Darnold in, who I think was a draft bust. They made him a good quarterback. He had a good year for them last year. Then now he's in Seattle and he's kind of picking up where he left off a little bit last year.
True.
Not probably as elite. He's not elite, but he's a very good quarterback. I also feel like Carson Wentz. They're doing the same thing with Carson Wentz a little bit this year. They kind of revived him a little bit because he hasn't looked this way since his first or second year.
This is true.
And something tells me if Carson Wentz might go somewhere else. And something tells me if the Dolphins give up on Tua, I could see someone taking a shot at Tua. Maybe Minnesota, but I don't know how that will work because Tua's always played in warmer weather.
Well, Minnesota does have a dome.
Oh yeah, that is true too. Minnesota has the dome.
So teams like some of those northern teams he could go to and still get away with a lot of warm games.
The coldest place I think to play is Green Bay. The Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra.
Yes, sir.
You coined that one last year.
That name's been around a while.
I thought that was your name,
That is
the
not
Frozen
nope,
Tundra.
That's what they call their field, the Frozen Tundra.
But that's another. Just to go to that stadium would be awesome. Green Bay.
Oh, I agree. It's actually owned by the Green Bay fans. Too.
I know. It's owned by the fans, and another thing. That's another team this year. I really want to say this. I thought the Green Bay Packers had a good shot this year until they played the Browns. I thought like when they were up 2-0, the way they were up, I thought, oh my God, this team's. I thought for a second this team could go to the Super Bowl this year.
Well, it's still early.
And
Playoffs.
think of it this way. Brett Favre won his Super Bowl there at age 27.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers did at 27.
True.
Jordan Love is 27 right now. So think of how
the 27 trifecta.
Oh, and Bart Starr won his first one at 20. I think at 27.
Did not know that.
But yeah, Bart Starr's won a lot of them for them. I mean, I don't want to say a lot, but he's won two. I think two. At least two.
Yeah, two, and then Favre won two, and then
Favre won one.
Oh, I thought he won two. Oh, okay.
Rodgers won one.
All right, that's right. That's how they got the four. That's right.
I think Starr won three. I think Green Bay's got five. I think Starr won three at some point, or someone else won one.
Well, they definitely at least won four. I'd have to look.
I think they won five because Pittsburgh won six, and Pittsburgh had one more than Green Bay.
And then they have one more than Dallas and one more than the 49ers. No, they also have won five.
Yes. Niners have won five, four with Montana, one with Young.
Yes, sir.
Dallas, I think, has won. They won two with Roger, three with Troy.
Yep.
Then I'm trying to think what else. Buffalo's been in four consecutive Super Bowls and lost them all.
We don't talk about Buffalo. So sad. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, God, that. And so many people who have said that they were on those teams and won one later said that was like Buffalo winning one. Like so many of the Buffalo fans felt for those people that won one years later when they finally won one.
I know.
And man, that was like.
We're gonna talk college.
We are going to talk college,
yeah.
But that's another team I want to say. Buffalo, I think, does have a shot. I think Josh Allen has to get over the hump this year. And this year might be the year to do it. Bengals, I want to talk a little bit about them. They lost Joe Burrow in the second week.
And I believe you called that.
I called that. I mean, this guy is an elite quarterback when he's healthy. But I need to say one thing when it comes to the Bengals. They do not build an offensive line,
no,
and this guy's going to continue to get hurt. It's good.
Yeah.
I think this could be like another Andrew Luck thing, where he retires in the prime of his career.
Yep, I agree.
Because he's been sacked so many times and hurt so many times.
Bingo.
Unless they get him an offensive line. I hope that's not the case because Joe Burrow does still have a lot of promise and a big bright future. But there's that. The Chiefs started out slow. I'm hoping they can. I respect Mahomes more than Tom Brady. Don't get me wrong. And you do too. You don't want to say it, but you do too.
Until we catch him cheating.
That hasn't been proven, but.
No, I do respect Mahomes as much as I.
Because I said I would rather.
I'd rather see Mahomes.
There's a part of me that wants Mahomes to succeed because I want to see him break Brady's record without cheating, and then to tell. Because we do know this, Brady did cheat twice.
Yes, and then at least if Mahomes gets the record, we can say we have a proper GOAT. I would even concede it for Montana. And for me to say that to people takes a lot of humility.
And one thing about Mahomes, I just want to say this, that is very similar to Montana. Montana was very, very, very good when the game was on the line.
True.
Better than anybody.
Mahomes is the same way. I agree.
And I mean, and I know you're not a Baker fan, but Texas is 3-1 this year. Detroit's 3-1.
Are you talking about the Buccaneers? Texas is my boy.
Baker?
No. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. Ohio State.
C.J.
Stroud. Texas is my boy, C.J.
Yeah, they're not doing too hot this year. I
You
know
just said
that.
they were 3-1.
The Buccaneers were the Tampa Bay.
That's not Texas.
I meant to say Tampa. I might have had a little bit of a. But yeah, they're 3-1 this year. Baker's playing well. I mean, he's won. But another team that I think could do it again is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Didn't I say that in week 1 and you said no?
But they're 4-0, and the Eagles are a
What
quiet.
did I wait, no, stop. What did I say? You motored right over that. I gave you your problem, now you're gonna give me mine. What did I say in week 1 when we were making our predictions in our first episode? When you made your Super Bowl predictions and I looked at you and I said you're missing a big team and you said, which team is that? And I said,
The Eagles.
the Dirty Birds from Philadelphia. Well, they're not Dirty Birds, but that would be the Ravens. But my point being,
Don't remind me of them.
and you said, no, you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm actually starting to think that they are going to win it this year, and I feel like Eagles are a quiet dynasty. We're talking about the Chiefs being a dynasty. Yes, they get the credit for being a dynasty. Eagles are a quiet dynasty.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, is Jalen Hurts that elite of a quarterback? No, but I mean they have a great defense. They play well as a team. They got Saquon is the best running back in the game. I don't care what anyone says. And they got a decent team.
There's one other team you forgot to mention.
What other team before we? Indianapolis?
Steelers.
I was thinking of the talking of the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers can still play, but I don't know. Mike Tomlin's got to get out of the first round this year.
Oh, great.
He's got to get out of the first round. I think I'm going to check this out right now, but I do think they are 3-1.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
I wanted to look before.
I'll take your word on that. So the Steelers are 3-1. It's going to be hard, but they got to get out of the first round.
Yes.
Mike Tomlin right now, I put him as a good coach. I don't know if I'd put him as a great coach.
Agreed. He won with his successor's team.
And yes, I agree. And
Baltimore,
like that, you can say like the Baltimore also chokes in the playoffs too. But one thing I have to give Baltimore with John Harbaugh, he still took a team from the ground up and he made them Super Bowl champions.
Amen.
Even though they were against his brother and your 49ers.
You have to remind me of this, don't you?
That and the power went out. Should I remember? Do I want to remember that one?
Do I need to also remind you of the cheating that happened late in the game?
Oh, Joe Flacco when he said.
And you wonder why I'm not his biggest fan sometimes.
I know you're not his biggest fan because of that, like in that game. But that's still that Super Bowl still came down to the last minutes. That was one of the better Super Bowls we've seen.
It was.
Best one ever, I think. This is my personal opinion.
There's only one correct answer. Warning you.
And it was in 2000. Rams versus the Titans.
Wrong. 1989 49ers versus Broncos, and we destroyed the Broncos. That was up to that point. That was the highest scoring Super Bowl ever, and one of Joe Montana's best performances. And Jerry Rice.
That might have been the highest one, but when I look at good Super Bowls, I look at how close the game was. The Titans were down to like one yard. They were down at the 1 yard line, and the clock ran out on them. That's how close it was.
Okay, young man. You just don't remember. You just don't know your history, and you weren't there. I was.
But that's why that's the only reason I say the greatest show on turf was the best Super Bowl.
And you know who also might argue another good Super Bowl that you forgot to mention?
What?
Got to go back in time.
Second one?
1, 2. Why am I saying that?
1, 2.
Come on, it's not hard.
Something with Joe Montana.
No. Montana's old, but he's not that old. Who did they name the trophy after?
Oh, the Lombardi Trophy, the Green Bay Packers.
And who won the first 2 Super Bowls?
Green Bay Packers.
Ah, very good.
You got me on that one, but
I made that easy too.
Yes, you did. but that one went over my head. But
It's still going over your head. It's heading to the moon. But we'll get back to that later.
Anyway, we talked about the NFL. Let's talk a little bit about college. Ohio State's 4-0.
Ohio State 4-0. We're going to the national title. We will destroy Michigan. That's all everybody needs to know. We are done talking about college.
You think they're going to be? You think they're going to beat Michigan?
Of course, I know they're going to beat Michigan this year. We're due. And Brian,
how much trouble do you think Day is in if he doesn't beat Michigan this year?
anything short of winning a second back-to-back national title, he's probably going to be out.
You think if he beats Michigan, he's safe no matter what?
Of course.
But if he doesn't beat Michigan, he's got to go win a championship again.
Yeah.
To save his job.
That's my 2-cent opinion. Yes.
And he would have been out last year if he didn't win the championship.
Yes.
You and I both said that.
Yes.
After he lost to Michigan, we both said he's done. Unless he wins the championship, and we did not see him doing what he did. I thought Oregon was going to beat us, and I thought that was going to be the end of it.
But they adjusted and they beat Oregon. Hooray!
And I think that's one thing Day has done. He's made adjustments since he lost to Michigan.
Yes.
So I'm hoping it works out well this year. I hope he is able to beat Michigan this year, and I think he's gonna. I think this year not only is he going to beat Michigan, I think he has a shot to go back-to-back this year.
I agree.
I think this year, right now, OSU's the hottest team in football. I mean, and Texas has been such a disappointment. I thought with Arch Manning, Texas was going to be on top this year, and they're not.
I agree. I thought Texas was going to be. I thought we had the second coming of the Peyton era, but not quite yet.
Not as they would say from that one Disney movie, not yet. But anyway, I do think Arch Manning is not ready.
No.
If he gets into the NFL, I don't see him being a first rounder. I think he's going to go in like the second or third round.
Agreed.
And he's going to have to sit behind somebody for a couple years before he gets his shot. Like he's not ready. Another guy who I think is he's from Ohio, who I'm not so sure about, is Drew Aller from Penn State. Like
the Medina quarterback.
Yes.
He seems to choke on the big stage.
He's a good quarterback, but the bigger the game, he chokes, and he cannot, he loses to Oregon.
Yep.
He
lost to Ohio State.
And I think they haven't played Ohio State yet this year, but it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. We know that for a fact. Because Ohio State, that's one thing. When they see Penn State, they just light it up.
Oh, I know.
I mean, remember that one year they had 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
It's a good game. I know.
Then he loses to Michigan, who doesn't have a head coach without when Jim Harbaugh got suspended.
Yes. I remember 2-game suspension that Harbaugh had to sit.
And he ended up losing to Michigan without their coach.
I know.
So this guy, I mean, like I said, he does not know how to win the big games.